know we late. I'm gonna go ahead and take responsibility for that crazy day today. But I was telling the ladies that I put that Porsche to the test today because I was supposed to be 15 extra minutes late, and I cut that 15 minutes off. But I know also because I know Tawana was over there praying for safe travel. So I know that's why I'm here. But listen, we're gonna get started because we know we only have about 30 minutes. And this has been a topic that a lot of women have reached out to all of us collectively. Plus, I think we all share in it as well. Mm-hmm. And the topic today is insecurities. Yes. We all have them, right? Yes. So I'm going to jump on in because part of this show, I was hoping that we could do like a two-part. One, just kind of talk about our own individual insecurities, kind of what brings it up, how do we handle it, how do we navigate through it, have we grown from certain insecurities years ago compared to now. But then I was hoping to end it with really talking about sometimes even insecurities we may have with other women. And identifying why we have it and what about that woman is making us or feelings come up, and how do we also address it. So although we got to be a little condensed, we're going to still try to make sure we cover both of those. We really want you to come into our comments. If there's anything that you want us to touch on, you agree to, amen, whatever the case may be, let us know. Producer, can you let us see where the comments are? Thank you, sir. Okay, so while he's doing that, let's jump right on in. So, Nicole,
yes,
talk to us about insecurities that you have personally. Let's start that way.
Okay, so for me, I always had an insecurity about intellectually speaking. Being in a crowd or being amongst other business owners or whatever, sometimes I was always afraid to join in the conversations.
Okay.
Thinking that my input would make sense. That things wouldn't, they wouldn't be able to understand where I was coming from,
the way
the way I wanted to flow. And I also, speaking in front of people and crowds, that was an insecurity that I have, and I'm working on now. I think I have grown from it because now I'm on a. Now I'm able to kind of be in a meeting and kind of command my space, and but that's an insecurity that I have dealt with or still dealing with and growing from.
Do you think, was it anything that kind of started at a young age, or just where do you feel like you kind of noticed it?
I think in our industry, even with coming across other males, because sometimes they think they know everything. Just them trying to make you feel a little inferior, and I kind of bit the bug on that, and just kind of backed down. But then as I've grown in the industry, I've kind of got a little more confident.
And you're a grown woman. You're a grown woman now.
Cut my hair a little bit, and got a little swag. And so now I'm able to kind of, make my own room.
Okay, yeah.
That's what's up.
All right. What about you, Miss Tawana?
Well, for me, one of insecurities that I kind of still deal with now is becoming seasoned. What I mean about that is, as I'm getting older.
Aging.
And so as you age, a lot of things comes with it. You're told that you get the weight gain, the thinning of the hair, and I'm used to that Coca bottle figure, and now that, I got a little waist, I'm not used to this little, what you call the FUBU,
fupa.
I'm not used to all of this, and, with the little rolls and stuff, so, I try to keep it snatched as much as I can, but, that was one of my insecurities, but then, to me, back, I'm a prayer warrior.
Right.
And so, I pray about things. And God said, I have to love myself from where I am now.
Right.
So whether, I'm small or whether I'm larger, I still have to love myself in the space that I am now.
Absolutely.
So even another thing, coming into the season, your hair's starting to thin. So I'm used to my hair being short, cut, spiked. And so as I started getting older, my hair started thinning. And so I started, wearing a scarf. But eventually this year, I'm going to unscarf.
Woo! I'm going to have an unveiling. Okay, now.
I may not do it all the time, but it's going to be on the show. I'm going to unveil and walk into my walking to my season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your
I'm
authenticity.
seasoned.
That's right.
So, but I'm overcoming it.
Okay.
So.
Aren't you wearing the wig?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Oh, that's Miss Thicker Than a Snicker over there. And trust me, her husband ain't got no complaints at all. Now, what about you, Miss Keisha?
Well, my insecurity is it's physical.
Okay.
It's actually the top area.
Okay.
I've always been like all the way through high school, just 90 pounds, literally just like
Real thin.
yes.
Okay.
And then I
okay.
gained this in the college years, and I just felt like I was just so unproportioned.
Oh, so you were
Because-
much smaller down below and
Yes.
top
I can
heavy.
relate. I can relate.
Top, yeah.
Because I had a breast reduction.
Okay.
I used to be like a F.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I used
Where
to
were you
have-
carrying them?
Right? I used to carry these things.
What?
Yes.
I told her, let me know when she got rid of them. I wanted them.
Yes.
Well, you got some. What
I
you talking
know,
about? You
you
wanted
It
them.
came with season.
Oh,
It
okay.
came with age. I mean, I
Okay.
wasn't
You're
always,
right.
I didn't have breasts.
It's
The older I got,
That's when yours came.
so that's why I started like, you know what, with being 50, really not so,
so bad.
and of course had my baby.
Right.
Of course, it grew even
Them
bigger.
damn kids
Yes.
will just wreak havoc on our bodies.
Yes, it got bigger, and of course the thighs and the belly. And to be honest, it took a toll on me because I was so used to being 90 pounds or
Wow.
about 100 pounds, and so
Mhm.
I went into literally in like depression.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's-
During
So
my
college.
marriage.
Oh, so all of this happened during your marriage
Mhm.
after having Paige.
Mhm.
Oh wow. And
Mhm.
so
Now-
where are we now?
Oh, well, now
Where are we now?
this journey, almost a year,
Oh,
is
wow.
just awesome. And when COVID happened, I was sitting on my sofa, and it's just like, okay, you got time. Tiana, I was like, oh, your trainer. You know, she told me. I reached out. I said, come on, you've been saying that baby fat for 13 years.
Years. It ain't
Get
baby
up off
fat
this.
after 13
right,
years.
Right.
That's like teenage fat at that point.
Exactly. Right. Like, okay, that,
Oh, you can't use that no
So
more.
I was like, okay, you know what, we'll have time, so let me go ahead, because I didn't want to get back into that I don't want to get back into depression. I've been there.
Right.
And so I was like, come on, you can do it, Keisha. Just get up and go. I started in this journey, when I tell you, it's been
It's
yeah, I'm addicted.
Yeah.
Well, you're looking
Oh, because
good.
you work out more than I
I
do.
worked out this
Yes.
morning.
I ain't been to the
Yeah,
gym. Let me hush. Let me get off the mic about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you feeling better? You
Oh,
feeling?
absolutely.
Yeah. You like what you see?
I like
She
what I
even walked.
Right.
Yeah. She walk-
Yeah. Hey,
So the walk is different.
Yes,
The attitude
the
is
attitude,
different.
the
Everything. Confidence.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So just so y'all know, we are taking a girls trip in May to
Yes.
Aruba. So all these women up here, we are
Already
working
searching for
hard to
bathing
make
suits.
sure. Are you? We
Well,
gonna
I
make
told
sure
you,
we
I'm
right.
taking all this. All be ready.
Oh my God, Tawana, the one we gonna have to probably cover up. That's what we gonna probably have
I'm
to
gonna cover up. It's always
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
tasteful.
hard though. to
It's
cover.
always gonna be tasteful.
So my insecurities, believe it or not, is still also in the weight area. I know, but let me say this. Let me say this. Because it's very easy for other people to kind of shame me or make me feel some kind of way because they look at me and feel like I'm perfect in their eyes. But I don't. I'm like you, Tawana. I started out, I was 98 pounds and stayed that way until I had my first child. But even then, I only gained the right amount, 28 pounds. And then I lost it. But then I had gotten to, with my other kids, the highest I've ever gotten up to is maybe about 140. But on a 5'2" frame, for my frame, that's a lot. And so now I've gotten to the point where, yes, working out, and in my clothes, I have a whole lot of confidence. But it's funny because my sister, and you've seen, you two have met my sister. You haven't met my sister yet. Now, my sister standing beside me, she's probably about 170, but when I say she carries it very, very well, she has confidence 10 times over. And if you put us beside each other, most people would assume I should have more of the confidence because of being smaller. But my sister will wear 2-piece string bikinis, and I'm not there yet. Like, I literally want still something to be covered on the back. I'm always critiquing, oh, girl, you still got them little dimples right there. And, having stretch marks from having kids. So believe it or not, I am still working on trying. No, I'm serious. I'm still working on having that level of confidence where I can own my stripes. I can own the little dimples and the little extra curves or bumps that I didn't necessarily have before. So I'm still working on that. I'm really, really, really still working on that. And I think the other sometimes insecurity that I have has been from being at a younger age and always kind of feeling like I had to dim my light when I'm around certain people, because I always got she light skinned, she has long hair, she thinks she's better than everybody, then of course having a smaller frame. And so I found myself, especially around women, that if I got in a group of women and I could feel some energy that would be coming at me at a way where they're side-eyeing, that I would almost not say anything, or it was very limited to what I would say or do, because I was always trying. I'm telling you, like in my 20s, I was like, I'd make concessions, like concessions for if you were in my space. I was always about, well, how are you feeling, and make sure I don't overshadow you. And so I would dim that light. And then, I hit 30s and definitely 40s. Because let me tell you right now, I tell people all the time, I invite you to leave my circle. You do not have to stay around. You don't have to like me. That's fine. But I invite you to leave. But before I would be like, okay, Deanna, maybe you should, just act this way or not say this or let them have the spotlight. And now it's completely different. Gone. But that was real, but a lot of that came from childhood. And a lot of it came from being biracial and having to trying to fit in. I either wasn't white enough or I wasn't black enough. And so I was always having to pick a side. And I felt like I was always having to play both fields. And so now, it's different now.
I think a lot of that, too, comes from other women making us feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Women always make you feel like you have to always be in a competition. And it's enough for all of us, so, yes, you're nice to say you're beautiful. All of us are beautiful. We all beautiful in our own ways.
Right.
And so that's what I love about the energy that we four have, because we accept each other for who we are. Whether you're light skinned, you're dark skinned, if you're darker, you're beauty. Yeah.
And you're sunburned. I gotta go out there and be putting all kind of stuff on. I'm like, shoot, I want some of this. I want some of this chocolate over here.
And I notice when we are around each other, we always be like, oh, I wish I had that. Oh, yeah, I wish that I had that on you. Yeah, I need that from you, Nicole. So we always try to pull something from each other. So, but it comes from years and years of competition with other women, where you feel like you always have to compete. But at some point, you got to realize you got to love yourself for who you are. Right. And I tell my girls all the time, and other women, it's all about self-esteem, how you feel about yourself. I can make you feel any certain way. Right. You got to feel that way about yourself. Thicker than a Snicker, I think I'm the finest thing.
And she won't like it,
right? She does. Yes, she does. She swings. I'm telling you, swings. Yes, she does. But speaking of competition with women, especially in business, I've said it over and over. Tawana and I are in the exact same field. Like, we have the exact same business and clientele and everything. So I've gotten asked before, like, how do you manage that? But we've never ever. It's never been. And then we had a business together too, and it's never been a competition. We've never fought over money. We bounce ideas off each other. She gives me feedback on certain things. I give her feedback on certain things. So I don't know. I've never went through the competition with other women in business before. So I really don't understand how a lot of women. I mean, I guess I can maybe see it, but I've never experienced it.
Well, I think some parts with you too is because you've made your own way. So you have your own business, you have your own business. I know for me, the competition that I would experience in corporate America was because there was either only one of us meaning one female or one of us, or maybe even two of us, and it's only two of us of the same color. And so a part of what you said about other women and how the competition, I sometimes even think it goes even further, and it starts even with our mothers and then their mothers. Because I know for me, my mother, I didn't ever see her around a bunch of girlfriends. The few friends she would go out and hang out with, it was very obvious they were the girlfriends that just party. But it wasn't one she was sharing deep, dark secrets with, getting advice, doing any businesses with.
Right.
And so because I saw that coming up, and my mother had instilled in me, you can't trust women. You can't trust women, not just around your man, but you just can't trust women generally, because that was her experience. And I took that into my 20s, and it wasn't until I got into my early 30s when I realized that's not the case. I think, again, a big part of it is when you have your own insecurities inside as a woman, then it can be projected out, and it can make it seem like you're not trustworthy, you're not somebody that people want to be around. And so with it starting with my mom and transferring over, when I got into corporate America, it also came to, if it was two of us in the same room and it was just two women of color, we wouldn't even share ideas, because it was always about which one of us is going to stand out, because we could possibly and most likely be fighting for the same position. And so when you're also already labeled as a woman of color, as being aggressive, as being straightforward, as being sometimes labeled as a bitch. Whereas with men in that situation, that just means that they're just being they're being manly, they're being who they are. And so I think for me, I always dealt with if there was another woman that looked like me in the room, I automatically had to go in defense and fight mode, because I'm like, she might get up here and take what I'm trying to work for. But that's also part of society also doing that to us as well. And corporate America, shame on them, because they put us in that situation when they don't surround us with enough of us at the table.
And you try to be open and receptive to other women, but everybody's not for us.
No.
You know, so I'm kind of trusting when it comes to everybody, and I try to embrace all women, but I realize everybody is not for me. And so even the one I realize some of the ones that I've helped the most are the ones that have hurt me the most.
Yep.
And so, you know, sometimes you have to keep your guard up. So yeah, I embrace you, but I feed you with the long-handled spoon.
Right.
And so I know enough to give you enough, and I know when to pull back.
Right.
Prime example, 2 years ago, I acquired another company. And I had these ladies that was working, you know, for me, that was contracting and was supposed to help me bring all these people and make this a smooth transition, because it was literally a nightmare for me, because I went from 9 group homes to 20 group homes overnight. From 43 to 130 employees overnight.
Wow, I know, right? Boss chick.
So that company had already had their surveys, and the ladies that I had trusted in, my survey was coming up, and it ironically happened to be the same people that had did their survey. And so they was like, don't worry, we got you, everything was okay. They literally sabotaged me.
No.
I could have lost my business behind that.
Really?
I went through that survey, and I only got one citation, and the citation was from the company that I had acquired. And it was so severe that they had to come back in 30 days.
Wow.
And do the survey all over again.
Wow.
So you have to be, you know, careful. And they try to tell me, you know, well, we wasn't aware. Yes, you were. But I bought stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
I took it. Yeah. But you know what? Right when I was going through that, I almost went into a depression, because I had taken over so much, so fast, and it just literally just took my breath away. And I didn't even go to church that Sunday. I got on my tread climber, and I was just working out, and I was listening to this sermon, and I can't remember the pastor. And he said the sermon was, when you are placed in a position, and just when you're getting ready to back out of it, God comes to purge, prepare, in position.
Wow, speak on
And
it.
so and I went through that survey, and I knew that survey was bad. And I talked to the survey, and I said, and she knew me because she had been there before.
Right.
I said, give me 30 days. I said, because one thing about it, I'm a purge, I'm a prepare, and I'm going to be positioned. When she came back in 30 days, I had fired them women.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. That should have been top of the list.
I had fired them women. I had straightened everything out. We walked away with 0 citations. And she told me, she said, as of today, Miss Wilson, you have been positioned. I said,
All right now. All right. And business is doing well.
So,
Yeah.
But like you did say, when women, like, people that are close to you that really hurts you. So, like, I've always had this, conversation with Deanna, and I was like, some things that I'm trying to, go through, but I really released and just
Yes,
trust
she
her
did.
totally.
Yes, she did.
Because, just her showing herself and, just on it and just made, just the things she came across, like, to trust. And so it was hard, people that are really close to you that have hurt you, so it is so hard. Yeah.
But
to
if you
trust.
speak on it, I mean, it really comes down to trust.
Yeah,
It really,
it
and,
really
and the
does.
trust, it a lot of it has to do with that person walking and being who they really say they are. I know for me, it's especially dealing with you 3 ladies. I have seen the laughing, the business side, the crying side of. I mean, I've seen all of it to know that exactly who you are behind closed doors is exactly who you present yourself to the world to be. And that right there speaks volumes. That right there says that, like, y'all could call me and be like, look, Deanna, something that happened. I'm about to head down to the police station. I'll be like, all right, bail money coming. We down there. We got you. That's it. But that's not, that don't happen to everybody. It don't happen to everybody.
But you think because how we are,
Right.
we thinking everyone else should be.
Oh, yeah.
And
I play
that,
victim
where
to
I
that.
did, that's how I.
Yeah. My feelings get real hurt when I feel like, well, wait a minute now, I've done this for you, I've extended this to you, I've done that, and then I expect people to treat me the same way I treat them, and it is a complete letdown when it doesn't happen that way.
But you can't even go in there with that expectation.
Oh, I know, and you sound like my husband, because he's like, babe, everybody don't think like you. And it's hard, and I just keep saying, but I do this and I do that. He's like, everybody don't think like you. Period. In the story. Yeah. So I want to talk about a really big piece of it, because I know we've got like maybe about 5-10 minutes left, but really about some of the insecurities that sometimes other women might invoke in us, and kind of addressing it. And I'm going to start out with one only because I think everybody could probably relate to this. And this is me being real authentic. I'm not going to say who the young lady is because we do follow each other, but I'm being transparent. So there's a young lady that we follow each other, and she seems to post things consistently on her page. She's running multiple businesses, and for whatever reason, every time this girl posts, it's something about her post that rubs me the wrong way. And for a minute I could not figure out why. Like every time I would see something, whether it was posting, buying her kids some kind of extravagant gifts, and I was like, kids don't need to have that. They need to, I'm going into that mommy mode. Or she'd post something about her past, and then I'd be like, oh my God, like why would you put that out there, especially in the industry you're in? Well, then let's take it a step further. I also have a girlfriend who also, for whatever reason, watches this girl page and don't like her either. And I don't know why she don't like her. She sends me posts, and she'll say, your girl is at it again. And I haven't thought about this girl because she in her own space. I'm in my own space. But it's funny because about a week ago, my girlfriend sent me a post, and she said, your girl is at it again. I just don't like her. Now, my girlfriend don't know this girl. Okay. She don't know enough about her to say I don't like her. But let's be real. We have all been there. Because I have been in, I don't know this woman from nothing, but it's something she said, did, wore. I don't know what it was, but somehow or another, now I don't like her. And about a week ago, I checked myself. And I sat back and I said, now, Deanna, you don't know this girl. You don't know her struggles. You don't know her triumphs. You don't know where she's come from. You don't know anything. But what is it about this girl that rubs you the wrong way? every time you see her on social media. Now, I have been blessed to be in her presence intimately, and she has shared some stuff with me that, truth be told, are very parallel and kind of how our journey came up. And I realized what it was is my insecurity with her is, even as vocal as I am and as much as I am on social media, she's way more expressive about what she's doing and have going on. And I realize that some of my insecurities with her is because I want to be even more expressive. I want to share even more, but I get pulled back, whether that's God speaking to me, whether that's my husband saying something to me, whether I just say, you know what, I don't want to be boastful, or I don't want it to come across that I'm being conceited, or I don't want to do this and that. And I realize that she living in her truth.
Will that
She
bother you, though? If you become boastful and all of that?
I think because, again, of how I was raised, and it took me a minute to even get to where I am now, that I don't ever want to come across that it is being boastful or it is being too prideful or anything like that. But what I do know, there's also scripture that talks about that God wants you to share what it is you doing, because you holding it in sometimes can be a disservice to him, because you're not sharing the message, whatever he's giving you, whether it's an action, a message, an opportunity, a resource. If you're not sharing that, you're actually doing him a disservice. But I get caught up in the, well, is it that, God, or are people going to perceive it as being boastful or too prideful? So I check myself. So I said, you know what, for now on, that girl post, I'm a girl, gone. Do your thing, gone, girl, because we are about women's empowerment. We all boss chicks in our own right. And she, truthfully, she a boss chick. She doing her thing. So I have to give her kudos. So I'm going to have to tell my girlfriend after this podcast, stop sending me text messages about that girl. So has anybody else kind of experienced that?
Not so much as being insecure, but the part of not liking somebody that I don't know. Even watching television of people that I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't it right?
Yeah. So I'm like, I've experienced that, but not the insecure piece. I've not wanted to share something or being shameful and see other people doing the same thing. No.
Yeah.
That part. But
Yeah,
not liking somebody,
Yeah, not liking
not
somebody.
even knowing them.
Not even knowing them.
And for me, it's not really not liking them. I just choose not to be in your company. Or be in your circle. So even just like some of, I've expressed to you all some of the reality shows.
Right.
I don't watch them because I can't stand to see women tear other women down.
Right.
It just irks me. I don't know the women personally, but I don't really care to hear what they got to say. So if they really have something good to say, it really doesn't matter because they've already lost my interest.
Got it.
So
okay.
Well, for me, it's like it's nothing to like as far as the one that I don't like. It's what they may have that I would like.
Okay.
And that is because I was married. I want to be in a relationship. I want to be married again, And it's just, I'm not as, to be honest, I felt like I was just going out there wanting, just because that's what I want. But be careful, because I've, been in relationships like, wow, okay, God said, okay, yeah, you wanted to go ahead and move, and I told you to
Not
move.
yeah. So here you go.
Here you go.
Okay.
So now, it's like, okay, I am loving, right now, after 5 years of being divorced, I am single.
Okay.
And I had to love myself. And that's where I am, to love myself. And then that man will come, because God already has someone for me. It's just, I have to get prepared.
A good wife.
Yes.
And
I have to get myself. You're right.
Yes.
I knew I had to go through this journey to get myself together.
Right.
And there are some things I'm trying to accomplish. And I said, okay, you know what? That makes sense, because I'm going to be an addition to him anyway, So,
I know, right?
even so, Keisha, even when you looking at that, never compare yourself to the next person.
I know, and it was
because
hard.
every relationship is
hard.
different. Every
Yes.
marriage is different, and you can only be the best you. You can never be Tawana. Tawana can never be Keisha. You can only be the best you.
Right.
And so I tell you, everything else, a carbon copy is cheap.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
Hello.
And I had a taste. I had a taste of marriage when some weight was lifted compared to being single. So that's, that those things have
So-
really. So, but now I've embraced. I'm glad because there's nothing. I feel any challenge, anything, I would get up off my tail. I'm gonna do it. I'm not lazy. Just really the
Remember
strength.
the
I have
first
the
day
strength.
we all met and we met at our house.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and we was just talking about marriage and husbands. And I told you all, sometimes marriages doesn't work out because you married somebody else's
Else's husband.
Sometimes it's not your husband. If that's not
That's a
your
good topic,
God-given
too,
soulmate, that's not your husband.
That's a good
And so sometimes, sometimes when you think things
Almost
it's worse,
Yeah.
you let it fall apart so God can send you who is truly you're supposed to be with.
Mhm.
That wasn't your husband. So
No.
therefore,
Yeah, he need to be
look how
released.
you've grown. Yeah, look how you've
I
grown.
know,
And it's not that he was
I
a bad person. He
Right.
just wasn't for you.
Right.
Correct.
Now, he may remarried and him and his wife may live happily ever after. But your Boaz is on the way. He's coming.
Church. I told you, church. We be having church. Oh my God! So we actually
Yeah.
like 5 minutes over, guys. Again,
She say speak.
I know.
Hey, Tasha.
Hey, Carrie. She said it was a great
Carrie.
topic. All right, so we have to wrap it up. I promise you, come next Monday, y'all gonna get a whole hour show. We gonna make sure it happens, even if us ladies have to be sitting up in here 30 minutes ahead of time. Okay. Thank you all so much. Hey, next Monday we are having. A matter of fact, I'm gonna point my finger over here to Wanda because she accepted the challenge. So next Monday we are having actually a special guest on, Miss Brittany with Rebellious Aesthetic Beauty Salon. She did my vajacial. So if you follow me, you
Lord.
saw that I posted on Saturday.
Okay.
I do not want to share all the details because I'm going to let her talk about the juiciness. But Tawana said that she was
I
accepting the
accepted the
challenge.
challenge.
So you got to go get it done before next
I'm
Monday.
scheduled for Friday.
Okay. All right. So be ready because that topic is self-care and that is part of self-care. Look, I know she over there. I see you. I see you typing. All right, guys. We love y'all.
All
Thank
right.
y'all for tuning in.